I'm sorry, am I supposed to care? Volition and Saints Row were once pretty well regarded, and Saints Row was one of my favorite video game series. Saints Row 2 is my personal favorite, and I had lots of fun with Saints Row 3. Actually, my introduction to the series was Saints Row 4, which despite most people not liking it, I actually kind of enjoyed it. But after working my way backwards, I really appreciated the older games in the series. But then I played Gat Out of Hell, and like most people, I really did not like that game. I felt like the series slowly started to lack substance, character, and the things that got the series popular to begin with. It just kind of became a wacky superpower series, which I think was a far shot from the original version of the games. Of course, games can evolve and change and still be great, but I'd argue that the series was not a good example of that. And speaking of evolving and changing negatively, enter Saints Row 2022.
Giant, sweaty, dangling horse testes just swinging in the goddamn breeze, knocking back and forth like a pair of motherfucking clappers in a giant horse-flesh crotch bell.
Never have I seen such a once-beloved franchise torn down in such a magnificent way. I saw the reboot announcement and, like pretty much every other Saints Row fan, I was so happy. It had been so long since I got together with a gang and did the most wacky out-of-pocket things. And I'll be honest, I missed how not politically correct the series was by modern standards. It's a breath of fresh air going back and playing that, that's for sure. So when Volition pulled up with a modern college-going Saints who just want to pay off their college loans, there was no way in hell I was spending even a cent on that piece of crap. And a lot of other fans felt exactly the same as me. How in the world did Volition take a group of hardcore gangsters with great characters like Johnny Gat and not even think to include them, or at least reboot the game including the type of characters that the game is actually supposed to include? You know, hardcore gangsters. Even more problems started happening when fans started voicing their concerns and were met up with straight up disrespect from the developers and others from inside the company. If you want to sell a product, the number one thing you should do is listen to the people who are gonna buy it, and not have fights with them and hissy fits online. If they really wanted to make this specific game so badly, why did they have to attach a Saints Row title to it? I think a concept like this, if done well enough, could have sold decently well. And if they didn't hijack a beloved franchise and make a new game out of it, that is. Speaking of being done well enough, this game apparently played horrible, with enemies taking multiple headshots to go down and multiple other in-game problems that just made the experience way worse. No company trying to bring back any franchise can afford to alter the franchise this drastically and then fight with the very people they try to sell the game to. And even after all of that, I don't know how they didn't even make the game a decent enough experience to play. As much as I love and miss the Saints Row franchise, I don't think I can deny the fact that Volition did it to themselves. It's sad to see a once great franchise have this as their final entry. I really wish Saints Row could have gotten at least a proper send-off or a remake of the original trilogy in one game. That would have been dope. But there's a life lesson in all this. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So, how do you feel about the deaths of Volition? And which Saints Row game is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to an idiot rant. Please consider subscribing to support the channel. Also, consider these videos if you like my work, and thank you for your time. Plot Armor Games, out.